Hunsingo is a region in the province of Groningen, Netherlands, between the Reitdiep and Maarvliet. Hunsingo was one of three Ommelanden. It is bordered to the north by the Wadden Sea, to the east Fivelingo, in the west to the Westerkwartier and Friesland, and in the south, Gorecht. The region corresponds to the current municipalities de Marne, Eemsmond. The majority of the municipalities of Bedum and Winsum, and the former municipality of Middelstum. The name means area of the Hunze River. The Hunze no longer exists after the construction of the Reitdiep Canal. Originally the Hunze followed a different course with its mouth at Peterborough on the Wadden Sea, and divided Hunsingo into two parts. Hunsingo was the first member of the Ommelanden Union. The main town was Winsum, where the Ommelanden for a short time held their own meetings. The area is largely similar to the Hoogland region, although that is more a geographical indication, while Hunsingo was an administrative unit. The three Wadden islands of Rotterdam-Plaat, Rotterdam and Zuid-Wientjes belong to this area. History. Like Fivelingo, Hunsingo was originally a Frisian region. Lagi was assigned in 787. The mission areas including the regions of Huismeti-Hunusga and Fivelingo. The monastery of Fulda received in the 9th century a donation in Middelstum, in region of Friesland. In 1057 the region of Hunsingo is mentioned as part of a county donated by the Holy Roman Emperor Henry IV, under the regency of his mother, to the Archbishop of Hamburg Adalbert. Before that, the Saxon noble house of Brunonen had the fief of the county. In the 11th century, coins were minted in Winsum, which suggests that Winsum was the capital of the region. In later times, Ommelanden became the central place of the region. The population always spoke a Frisian dialect, but by uniting the city of Groningen with the surrounding district, Frisian has merged with Low Saxon of the city, although the language of the surrounding countryside still retains a strong Frisian substrate. In the 13th century laws were recorded in Latin or in the Hunsingo dialect of Frisian. In the 17th and 18th centuries, Hunsingo was the first member of the Ommelanden Union. The most important place in Hunsingo, Winsum, was for a brief period where the Ommelanden Jonkers held the meetings. Winsum was originally therefore a settlement with an urban character. The proximity of the city of Groningen, however, did not allow it the opportunity to become a real city. The region was originally divided into two or three sub-districts, which coincided with the oldest seen districts. Of these, the parishes of Westerkwartier and Friesland were the oldest. Marne, Westerkwartier and a southern half, which divided into Upge or Abega and Middag. Westerkwartier. Marne was originally part of the region Humsterland. However, the emergence of the Reitdiep and the exploitation of the underlying peat led to it becoming a separate scene district. The district, Middag, is also recognized in Westerkwartier since the 16th century. The peat area of Innersdijk was separated from the Westerkwartier around the 14th century, while de Marne in the 15th century temporarily disintegrated into an eastern and a western part. The various districts were characterized by considerable autonomy. The joint representatives gathered in Ommelanden, that was exactly on the border of the main subdivisions. In 1659 a new classification was ordered by the States General, Maans-Aredeel, Half-Amst-Aredeel, consisting of the subdivisions Half-At and Abega, Oost-Amst-Aredeel, consisting of the subdivisions Westerkwartier and Innersdijk. Between 1830 and 1880, 5,900 people emigrated from Hunsingo, almost all going to the United States. This was two-thirds of all emigrations from the entire province of Groningen. Most of the emigrants from Hunsingo ended up in western Michigan, followed by Chicago and a smaller group going to Lafayette, Indiana. Hunsingo was also the name of the water authority in the area, charged with the management of water levels, canals, dikes and storm barriers. The Hunsingo Water Board existed from 1856 to 1994 when it was merged into the Noord-Silvest Water Board. Character. In Hunsingo, many borg were found. This does not imply that there was more nobility in Hunsingo than in the remainder of Groningen. Many of the borgs were destroyed, both by officials and by the dissatisfied people. A famous borg in Hunsingo is the Menkemaborg at Uthuizen. Another is Verhildesum at Leens. Hunsingo is characterized by meadows, mounds and dikes. Hunsingo has expanded by reclaiming land that initially is filled in by the natural settlement of sedimentary clay by the sea near the dikes. This area above the old dikes is also known as the Groningen Hoogland. When the new deposits had reached sufficient size, that area was then secured by the construction of a new dike. Today Hunsingo is one of the main economic arteries of Groningen. This is due to the Eemshaven on the eastern point and the Laurauwsmeer National Park and shrimping village of Zoutkamp on the western point. The shrimp company Hyploeg is located in Zutland. This is the largest shrimp supplier in Europe.